Yeah. So listen to this. This is the part you missed. And so for all the aspiring performers out there, read your sides so you know what's going on. But here it is, like Chozen. This is my favorite part of the fight, like this whole section of the fight right here. Chozen sweeps Daniel to the floor and in the same move pulls a sai out and stabs it into the mat right next to Daniel's face. Daniel looks at the sharp sai next to him, realizing he could have been killed. Exterior. Then they cut to the exterior of the dojo. Daniel and Chozen continue sparring with no weapons. Then we go to Chozen goes to kick Daniel, but Daniel grabs Chozen's leg and twists it, sending Chozen, this is my favorite part, spinning and hitting the Pentagon hard. Daniel smiles, finally winning a spar. That, when Paul and I were just talking before we started, like when we saw that fight with you doing the leg spin, we're like,
I'm like, that's Calvin.
That's fucking Calvin.
We have, if there's any fall that we've seen you do, hundreds, maybe even thousands of times, it's that one. Yeah. And there's just like, and it was so great because your face was so perfectly covered. Everything, it was just a perfect fall. And it was just like, I was like, there was that brief moment of right before you hit the ground. I was like,
Calvin. And to be honest, I didn't expect that kind of move in a Karate Kid fight.
Yeah, like honestly, when we actually shot the scene, I was actually kind of surprised. I was like, does this seem fitting for the characters where they are at this stage in their career? But I was just like, all right, that's fine. I'm going to do it. So yeah.
We were actually kind of talking about that, and we were talking about how the fighting in the Cobra Kai show was very contemporary, but they went back to the Miyagi Do style of fighting for that fight. But then Daniel did have that one contemporary move, but in a way it kind of made sense because he was the contemporary student, when you think about it. So it was kind of cool that was the move that he caught him with. It was just, so it in a weird way, I think it made sense.
No, it totally makes sense also, like in retrospect, because it's a desperation move. He's trying to like land a point on the guy, so grabs the leg, and a little Hollywood flash, and it came out pretty well. And the cool thing was, after doing it like 3 or 4 takes, the 4th take was the one that they put in the show, and it was kind of nice. I got a personal handshake from Mr. Ralph Macchio coming behind the camera. It's like, dude, that looks so great. Thank you so much. I was like, oh, thank you.
Did Macchio do that throw, or did his double Mark?
No, Mark did the throw. Yeah.
Now, what's Mark's full name? His last name is Mark. I couldn't pronounce it, dude. We have such a name pronunciation problem on this show.
We're the worst. Yeah, I can't remember.
We're sorry, Mark. It's Mark with a C.
Yeah.
But we love you, Mark.
Yeah, Canimanzo or something.
Yeah, it's like
it's
in
been
Italian.
a while. I haven't spoken to him since the shoot itself. But yeah, he's a great stunt guy. He did a lot of hard wrecks for that fight scene, so I give props to him.
Yeah, he got thrown with that big shoulder throw on the inside dojo. Mm-hmm. How many times did you get to throw him?
That was actually Yuji throwing him around on the ground. So yeah.
How much did he do?
He did pretty much. Ralph did about 75%. I think Mark did about the other 25%. That was like the more dangerous stuff. Like there's that one scene in the fight on the octagon thing where Daniel gets knocked off by Chozen's bow staff. That was Mark doing the fall into the ground.
Yeah, the fall off of the Pentagon or whatever it is.
I mean, my favorite was just the return of the nose honk.
It was so good.
Oh God,
it was so good.
I read that part of my trailer and I just kind of laughed my ass off. I was like, oh my God, they're going.
It must
back
have been pretty cool to be a
story.
part of that. That was awesome.
That was way cool.
Yeah, it was just I was laughing my ass off. And when they're actually shooting it, I was just kind of going like, I'm watching it live. So yeah.
It's funny how he's so related to Chozen. I remember him. The first time I remember seeing him was he was in a lot of early and late 80s and early 90s comedy movies. He had a lot of extra parts in. He was in Real Genius. He had like a very short, quick speaking role. He was one of the students in the college dorms, but he was also the guy who was always challenging John Cusack to a race in Better Off Dead.
Oh my God, yeah.
He was and a study and moppishness.
Yeah. Yeah,
dude, that's so cool.
His career was like, for an Asian actor guy, it was kind of cool just watching him grow up, like through the 80s and 90s, just seeing him evolve with each role. I remember the last thing I saw him in the 90s was an episode of, I don't know if you guys remember that TV show Vanishing Sun with Russell Wong.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's kind of like a modern day take on Kung Fu the series.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But there was an episode where he and Yuji squared up against each other, and Yuji was still pretty jacked from that point. I was just like, damn, respect.